It's physically impossible to perfectly see from somebody else's perspective. The best that we can do is metaphorically place ourselves in another person's shoes. That can lead to clearer senses of empathy and sympathy. Movies, shows, books, music, and games can all act as windows into another person's perspective, whether they be real or fictional people, autobiographical or just made up. The power of art and media creates all sorts of creative and informative opportunities for depicting mental health. You can't experience a mental condition if you don't have it, but you can experience an artistic rendition of it. Not all media about mental health can be portrayed in a safe and friendly way. Sometimes it goes to dark and frightening places, because that's how it is for a lot of people. Let's look at a visual novel that delves into trauma and psychosis in an interesting way. This is Games for Healing, the web series where we check out games that deal with themes of mental health, life struggles, and life lessons. A bag of milk inside a bag of milk inside a bag of milk is quite the name for a game. Sounds like it was probably hard to market. Developed by a Russian writer and musician, this horror visual novel and its sequel are available for PC and Nintendo Switch. They were published by Missing Com and Forever Entertainment. This game is simply about a girl who goes to the store to purchase a bag of milk. She just so happens to have psychosis and a trauma-filled past that's only made it worse. Psychosis is a collection of symptoms that affect the mind and alter a person's sense of reality. This can include the mental condition schizophrenia. Schizophrenia can cause any combination of delusions, hallucinations, and disordered thinking that can impair daily functioning in degrees varying from minor to disabling. Our main character's psychosis causes her a great deal of trouble while dealing with something as simple as going to the store to pick up milk. We play as a voice in her head, which we get to name at the beginning of the game. This voice could possibly be a split personality, or it could be just the girl talking to herself. It shares an inner monologue with her and is only active while the girl is on her medication. Our goal as the voice inside her head is to be nice and give her helpful advice. The game follows a linear path, but if you happen to choose the wrong dialogue choice, which is typically something mean, she'll say that you were no help. The game will then restart and ask you to give a new name to a new voice. This could possibly represent the main character trying a new medication after abandoning the one she was taking before. The events of the story are really simple. Girl goes to the store, buys some milk, and goes back home. She speaks to her mother, then she goes to her room. This game and its sequel never explicitly state what kind of conditions the girl has, but it's widely agreed upon that this is a game about psychosis and depression. The main character could also possibly have OCD. Some people speculate that she could also be on the autism spectrum. We do get to know the main source of trauma in the protagonist's life, that being that her father committed suicide by jumping out of a window. We can assume he did it due to the family's growing issues. The girl then started going out less and less. Both her mother and father might have been abusive to her throughout her life. Visual novels are all about writing and presentation. A Bag of Milk stands out with these. It's the main character's views of the world and a unique way of thinking that give this game its identity. She's heavily medicated and under severe distress. We get to see through her eyes. The graphics ask the question, what if we took a bunch of pictures of Gygus from Earthbound using a Game Boy camera? Everything is pixelated and 3 shades of monochrome. The resolution is low and blurry. Everything we see is in a first-person view, showing us how the girl sees people and the world around her. I can't say I found any of the visuals scary, but some were a bit unnerving. Like the way the girl sees her mother and the fact that the scene of the face gets cut to pretty abruptly. The sequel, titled A Bag of Milk Outside a Bag of Milk Outside a Bag of Milk, also has a simple premise. It's about helping the girl go to sleep. She suffers from insomnia. This game picks up right where the first game ended. Something tells me this game has a much higher production value than the first because it starts with a fully animated intro. This intro shows us some of the events of the first game, but from a third-person perspective. Everything looks pretty normal and not at all like the way she sees things. The experience continues to be in a third-person perspective as we get to see the girl for the first time. The art here is pretty well done, a big step up from the first entry. Things are much more clear and easy to see, but still odd and sometimes disturbing all the same. The first game had 2 endings, while this one has 5. The girl will always go to bed, but the dream she has will be different depending on which ending you get. She'll then wake up and start crying, regardless of which ending happens. The music in both of these titles is uncomfortable and droning. The sound design is eerie. Combine the audio with the strange retro-style visuals and the enigma of a story, and you get something really memorable. The main character is really interesting. She's got some odd mental processes. She's got strange fears. She's incredibly organized. She breaks the fourth wall on multiple occasions, most notably pretending she's a character in a visual novel game. She sees the world in red and the people within it as weird-looking creatures. From their perspective, she's just an average, everyday-looking person who probably can't hold a conversation very well. I like how the game never demonizes its main character or her mental illness. People with mental illnesses deserve to be treated like people. They just often need and deserve professional help. You're clearly meant to want to connect with the girl and move her story forward with positive dialogue options. You can be mean to her in the first game, but that will eventually lead to the game resetting. Both Bag of Milk games are very short. The first is about a half hour, and the second is about an hour to reach one ending. Within this short amount of time, I found myself caring about this girl. The games don't end with her troubles going away. She still very much has issues that she still has to live with. Keep in mind that this is a horror visual novel, and naturally anything in the horror genre is out to make you uncomfortable. Keep that in mind along with the warning at the start about flashing lights and subject matter like self-harm and suicide. A Bag of Milk inside and outside a Bag of Milk is a creative and unsettling artistic interpretation of mental illness. Give it a try if that sounds intriguing to you, and if this sort of potentially scary thing won't impact you negatively mentally. If they make a third one, I'll definitely check it out. I won't be forgetting these bizarre writings and visuals anytime soon. Until next time, I'll see you later. Stay strong out there.